what got you into FGO and gacha games in general? Well, I guess FGO was the game that got me into gacha games because it was my first gacha ever. But how I got into FGO, it's not a pretty complicated story. Dude, this is gonna be a funny little story time segment for some part, like YouTube highlight or whatever. I'm telling this story like almost 14 hours into a stream where I'm basically half dead because I'm way too tired. But you know, let's do this anyway. I have some time to kill. Again, it's not a complicated story at all. Like there's a couple of factors that went into it, but yeah, it was 2017, yeah, early 2017. I got my first smartphone ever. Now you might say, what, only then? Not earlier? Yeah, not earlier. I had a shitty Nokia before that. That wasn't a smartphone. So only in the start of 2017, I got my first ever smartphone, okay? Well, that's the beginning of this story. And then I was like, cool, this has like a touch screen and everything. And it's probably, you can probably play some different games and whatnot. And because I'm a gamer, right? I was like, is there any game I could maybe download? Maybe pass some time if I'm like in the toilet or something, when I can use my phone, when I don't have my PC, And I started asking some people, like, do you guys know any good games? Like people I talk to on regular on Discord and whatnot. And they were like, well, Fire Emblem Heroes, it's like a new game at the time. I was like, this is a cool new game that has like anime vibes and shit, but I don't know anything about Fire Emblem, dude. I've never played a single game. They're like, okay, let's just scrap that then. And then he was like, wait, you're into Fate, right? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I've read some of the visual novels and saw Unlimited Blade Works when it aired. Yeah, I like Fate. It's like, oh, they actually have a phone game. It's called Fate Grand Order. I'm like, oh. But back then, there was only the JP version. Again, that's why they hesitated to recommend it to me in the first place, because JP only existed. But this guy who knew, he was like, wait, you also kind of learn Japanese, right? So maybe this is actually a game you could play, because you might do okay anyway. I was like, you know what? I might just check it out so I can have some game to maybe, kill some time with, if needed. And another factor that also kind of drove me into it is because I kind of had known about Fate Grand Order already, because I'm a Degen and I did see some doujins from way back when. So I already knew the name Fate Grand Order. I just didn't really know what it is. I thought it was maybe a visual novel or another type of Fate story, but I didn't know about it. And this is going to be a thing as well. One of the things that really made me remember it from that side was that I saw some lovely pictures of Okita's feet. So I was like, oh, who is this? Sakura Saber? I'm like, okay, bro, they're in this Fate Grand Order game? I'm like, hell yeah, dude, I'll check it out. So that was the other driving factor, in addition to getting the recommendation, so to check it out. And that's basically how I started. Then I downloaded JP. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I still enjoyed it kinda, and I still play it to this day. And then a couple months in, I believe 2 to 3 months into me playing JP, where I'm kind of already starting to be a bit invested, they announced FGO NA, like it's coming to the West, official English release. I'm like, you know what? I immediately knew I had a game plan. I wasn't going to go crazy with JP, but I was going to learn the game properly with JP first. So when NA launched, I had a clear game plan on how to min-max the shit out of my new account. Even as, I started off as a free-to-play as well. So even as a free-to-play on NA, I still wanted to be able to min-max the shit out of my account. So it ended up helping me in that sense as well. Because I remember when day one, when FGO NA came out, I just spent like several hours re-rolling for an SSR I wanted, so that was just the start of it. But yeah, so long story short, that's how I got into FGO and gacha games, I guess. Boom! I'm surprised I managed to tell that story this late into a stream. Where not only is my voice dying, but my brain is kind of dying as well. So there you go. That was a good, fun little story to pass some time. My first SSR, in both servers, it was Wayward. Are you surprised? Probably shouldn't be. In both servers, it was actually Spooks. Now you might be saying, in NA, wait, you re-rolled for him, right? That doesn't count. And yeah, it doesn't count, because like 2 weeks into the game, I got MP2 from a weekly ticket, so that fucking counts. So I'm mad. Anyone else would have been new. In both servers, I got Waver Spooks. No rate up. Literally no rate up. They were the first SSRs on both of my servers. And I specifically remember the banner I rolled him in. I remember it. But it was the, I believe just before the first ever CCC happened on JP, they had a pre-release banner, which was a bunch of CCC servants, and the SSRs on rotation on that banner were Tamamo Caster and Nero Bride. And I believe, I don't remember exactly what kind of raid up the day it was when I did do my rolls. I believe it was probably a duo raid up. I was like, you know what? I want one of these nice looking girls. I'm gonna spend some of my gacha rolls here. I didn't really know much about the game still. And it's not like I had a lot. And then I got spooked by waiver, and I was like, so confused. I was like, did my game glitch? Why did I get this guy? I was so confused. I was like, he's not in the banner. What happened? I remember I made it even a fool of myself, because at the time, I didn't know what spooks were. I thought you can only get raid ups. So I went into Reddit, the FGO Grand Order subreddit, and I made a thread. I was literally that guy who seems like he's flexing because he doesn't know what he's doing. I was like, bro, I got this guy from the Gacha. What does he do? Why did I get him? I rolled this banner. Why the fuck did I get this guy? I was that guy. I made that thread. Dude, I don't think I deleted that thread. It's probably in the depths of my account. While I'm farming, let me actually do some detective work here. Let's see if I can... I'm gonna go through my submissions. It would be so funny if I can find it. I haven't seen that thread in a billion years. Yo, I found it! This has to be it! Oh my god! Dude, the thread is called, "Can someone explain how this summon worked for me?" Oh no! Oh no, dude! This has to be it. It has 0 upvotes and 10 comments 5 years ago in our Grand Order. Okay, let me open it. It's me making the thread 5 years ago. Can someone explain how this summon worked for me? I was very upset when I didn't get anything when I rolled 3 times in the first Nero Bride Gacha, especially when I still had 0 SSRs. Today, I got my 75-day bonus and the free 10 CCC event quartz, so I had just enough to roll again. I've got finally blessed and received my first SSR, but it was someone who I didn't know I could even get from this gacha. And then there's this link. I assume this is a picture of waiver. Oh my god, look at that screenshot. Wow, that's so old, dude. That's 2017. Okay, and then... Am I missing something obvious here? Or why was I able to receive Zug from this gacha? And then the top comment is, Yorokobe, you just got a 10 out of 10 meta servant. Man, I was a complete noob at this point. That's really funny. Okay, I'm probably gonna end the story time with that, but there you go. Boom. Noob Myst times. Actually real.